I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. I smack my girl's ass, tell her pinch me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. Danny G and Jim are tonight in front of a live studio audience. Woo. Mr. Beauchard is here, baby.
Our guy.
Let's go, our guy for life, for sure. How you doing, brother?
Not too bad. Looking a little bare to my right, your left. Evidently someone's maybe making some money right now. So
Yeah, you better be bringing that money home, son.
yeah, feeling a little chilly in here since we lost the big heater and we were rocking a kerosene one. Perfect time for somebody to possibly be making some money right now.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. So good luck, Miles.
Yeah, good luck.
Get after it,
Get
kid. Man.
No, everything's good.
Good. We got some wild shit going on out there, brother.
We do, and we have opening weekend of the playoffs coming up too.
Our Vikings play Saturday afternoon, right? We play the second round of games.
Yes,
Like 3:30 or 4:30,
3:30, I
whatever.
think. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and be upfront with you, Danny. You're probably gonna kill me. Yeah, you see that look right there? See that look? I got talked into betting on him at work.
I'm not going to kill you. Here's why. The Giants are like everybody's favorite upset for the weekend. Besides the Bucs, who technically an upset, but that doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. The Giants are, and that helps my confidence a ton. If everybody was betting on the Vikings, I'd be like, fuck.
Right.
We're in for some problems here.
Yep.
I think this is going to be a totally different game, and that's a big part of it. We got at least one key piece coming back. The defense is looking a little sketch, but no, I feel good about it.
I'm actually feeling pretty damn good about it. Defense is, like you said, it's been up and down, but throughout the season, and then we've had some injuries, and looks like I was looking at the injury report earlier. It looks like we're getting some guys back, and more specifically, I think the one that you were bringing up or touching on is the offensive line.
Yeah,
it looks like we get Garrett Bradbury back. He has fully participated in back-to-back days.
Yep.
So that is huge right now, especially losing our right tackle. So getting some more stability back. I feel confident with it. I feel better about it. And if for nothing else, I'm a superstitious type of guy. But a guy, Luke, looked at me today. It wasn't him that I was betting with. It was another dude. He's like, "You're superstitious, so you don't want to bet on the Vikings." Right. Yeah, you're right. It just isn't good. It just gives me. He's like, "Well, how well has that worked out for you so far?"
No shit.
I'm like, you know what? You're not wrong. Point. Fuck this shit. Let's ride, baby. Something feels a little weird, magical in the air. What, negative differential for the year? Doesn't matter. I'm feeling good about this one. We've taken care of people that we've needed, that we were supposed to, whether it's by a field goal or less, whatever the scenario all season. Our tendency has been getting worked over by the top ends. So I feel pretty good about it. But I had to let it out, Danny. I had to let you know. I'm like,
it's okay.
I haven't told my kids yet, so don't tell Quentin.
Yeah, we won't tell him. He'll be mad.
Yeah, or my wife, because she's very, very superstitious. So,
all right, we'll keep that on the DL for sure.
We'll keep it on the DL. Yeah. But you ready to rock?
Let's go, baby.
Boom, boom. GM Brian Gutekunst says the Packers are not ready to move on from quarterback Aaron Rodgers yet.
Did he say yet? Did he say yet? The word.
He did say the word yet. He didn't put it at the end of the sentence like I did when I typed it in. He said they're not yet ready to move on from Aaron Rodgers.
Just because that word's included, that makes me interested.
So my question to you, which you're kind of flirting with right now, do you believe him? And if you better yet, scratch that question. my main question is should they?
Yeah.
Should they? Is it time? Is it finally time to just I'm talking about for them, not for Aaron Rodgers necessarily to retire, try to look for somewhere else. Is it time for the Packers to just pull the Band-Aid off?
Yeah, absolutely. Because they're going to lose their first round pick from 4 years ago pretty soon, right? They already have no depth. They might as well get somebody else in there because Rodgers doesn't like working with younger receivers. It's really obvious, and that's all they have. So they should definitely be looking at that. Plus, they didn't make the playoffs. This is a storied franchise, and you were predicted to win the division, do all those different things. You were great last year. Obviously, he was the MVP again last year, but nothing. So you should definitely be maybe fielding some options, in my opinion.
Right. See what you can get back in assets for him. Like try to get, I don't know, either try to get a young quarterback of some kind. Maybe that's someone that if you're not sold on Jordan Love, which I don't know. Unfortunately for him, you've kind of wasted his time in some part of his career. You drafted him too early.
Yep.
Too early to keep sitting there holding on to Aaron Rodgers. And it might pan out for him, might not. We don't know. But this is, what'd you say? This is year 4, right?
I think this was year 4, yeah.
I think it was too. So I don't know where if they're sold on him, then you go get assets for him if you can. And I'm with you. I think that's the reason why I asked. I think it's time. I think it's time to move on from him. And obviously, with great appreciation, I mean, for the franchise to be like, you know what, thank you so much and everything. It is in our best interest to move on. We will try to do you a solid. You know, maybe give us a list of teams that you're thinking of, not one team, a list. You know, so that
they can figure out their best too.
Figure out their best too. Like we want to help you, we need to help ourselves, and because if you really think about it, they have some nice, good young pieces in areas.
Yeah.
Christian Watson shows that he can be a stud. He has shown. I mean, he's shown enough to me, you know. But two running backs. Aaron Jones is getting a little up there now, right? I think he's like 5. I want to say 5 years at least.
Yeah,
and for a running
6,
back,
yeah.
that's kind of getting up there, right?
Yeah.
We have A.J. Dillon, who's a monster running back there. Their offensive line has been traditionally going pretty damn decent. That's one of the things they usually do.
Yeah.
Are able to kind of just plug and play. And I don't know. It's just always kind of worked for them, right?
Yeah.
Their defense, Jair Alexander, Rasul Douglas on the other side, not bad pieces. Darnell Savage, there's their safety. So they have pieces, and I think they have like foundation pieces sitting there. I think it's kind of preventing their growth, though. Their growth as young players, because the pressure's on day one when you have Aaron Rodgers on your team, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was going to bring up. Who's the receiver you liked? It's not Watson, the other guy. Dobbs, right?
Yep.
So Dobbs turned into a head case towards the end of the year because of all the pressure. Mm-hmm. He just did. He's a very talented receiver, and earlier in the season they relied on him, and he did well. Mm-hmm. Started to fuck up, ran some wrong routes, things like that, and was obviously getting lashed at. And I think it just dumped his confidence, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But I do think he's a really nice piece too. We don't know what's going to happen with Lazard. He was basically indicating he's going to be gone, right?
Right. That's how I took his interview.
Yeah. So it's like, you have, if you're an intelligent organization, which they are, you have to look at options. You can't just say no. You can't. It's not smart. So
right, we're gonna run it back. What do you mean, run what back? Like nothing. Right. You've done nothing but go down. Like you had the 13-3 seasons, but they didn't feel good. We've talked about that, right?
Yeah.
You had you're playing a division where two teams were horrendously bad at the bottom. In the Bears and the Lions. You had a Vikings team that was highly up and down with Mike Zimmer. You don't know what you were getting. And I don't know, it just doesn't seem stuff will kind of click maybe, or they played just the right opponents, or, you know, you have the NFL on your side to make sure that you get into the playoffs.
Yep. Wink, wink.
But to me, it's time. It's time. And this isn't a hater thing. Keep him there. Keep him there in my sake for being a Vikings fan, because it's not intimidating anymore. But for his growth and your own, you can't do it behind him. You have to draft wide receivers. You have proven over the last how many seasons now that you can't bring in a top-end wide receiver in free agency. They won't come.
Yeah.
Don't know why. Probably because it's cold. Otherwise, why wouldn't you want Aaron Rodgers throwing you the rock? Because he's going to only put it where you can catch it.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Right? But every time there's a big-time free agent wide receiver out there, and we have speculation that this person's end up there, or, you know, hey, this looks really good. This is like slam dunk, right? Never happens. Right?
Yeah, it's like if you think of the great quarterbacks, Peyton Manning is a really good example. I'll just use off the top. When one receiver left, another one was able to plug in, and that would be his new kind of safety blanket, right?
Yep.
That was just, he was so good. That's what could happen every time. Tom Brady, same thing. He had so many come through New England, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers, though, he's not, like, he's one of the most talented quarterbacks ever, but that's not the case. Like, Devontae had to be the next guy after fucking, who was right before Devontae? Was it?
There was a few of them. There was Donald Driver, but that was towards the end of his career.
No.
Then there was Greg Jennings.
Jennings, I guess, was more initially, right? And then Devontae. But then when that safety blanket's gone, he wasn't able to find a new one.
Right.
You weren't able to find that guy you could just throw that, as you love this so much, that back shoulder pass to every time in the clutch situations. He couldn't find that. And so I think maybe that says a little bit about him. But you said this in the last podcast, bro. That last pass, he threw that up. Like, he gave it up, right?
Yeah.
I think it doesn't matter what Green Bay says.
Do you believe that then? Like, that's not just me. Did you see it?
It was so bad, man. That's
not something he would
not
do,
even
right?
a rookie throw.
No.
Third down. You have another shot if this doesn't work.
Right, and you were marching the ball. It isn't like you were out of it. That isn't Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers would never throw a deep pass as if it doesn't work, it's an interception, but we'll just consider it a punt. He would never do that.
And so just to back you up, there's a reason we say that, because he, in his career, what is he, like 4 touchdowns to 1 interception or something?
Yes.
It's something insane. Maybe it's higher than that. But super low interception rate, because he would always take the safe play. Always. Didn't matter. He'd throw it away before he'd fucking throw an interception.
Yep.
That's not a play that he makes.
No. And to me, when I was watching it, I know some people, especially Packers fans, may disagree with me because they think that wouldn't be the case. He was just trying to, and then he was, because he's getting ran right up the gut. He's getting a blitz, and it deterred the throw. And like, Aaron Rodgers saw that guy coming. It was right in his face. It wasn't from the blind side. It wasn't from anywhere else. It was literally up his gut. Aaron Rodgers would have never made that throw. The Aaron Rodgers we know.
Right.
He wouldn't have made it with someone in his face either. He would have tried to either roll out or do something. He wouldn't have tried to stay right there with that, because he knows that there's no leverage. He wouldn't be able to put any zip on that, because he needed some zip. The dude would have been open had he had it. I mean, he could have thrown him even more open than what he already was.
Yeah.
But that's what my belief was too. As soon as I see him, like, that ain't Aaron Rodgers, and he's giving up.
The hard thing is, like, I think Aaron's going to do the same thing he did last year, and like debate for a long time if he wants to even come back. So Green Bay is going to be in a tough spot to be like, should we even start looking at trades? Then if he hears about it, what happens? Like, there's all this.
The feels.
Yeah, all this shit you got to think about. I don't know.
So when you were saying the receivers that come in, whether they're guys that already been there and were established, basically the Brett Favre guys, and then the one guy, there's 2 guys that he basically had. And I forgot about one until just
yes,
now.
yep.
Jordy Nelson.
Yep, of course. I didn't even think about that.
That is one guy that he did do, okay? So he kind of developed one. But Jordy didn't do too horrible when he left.
At least initially.
Not initially, right? He was okay. So,
But
Devontae Adams, I think he did too, right?
Yeah.
But Devontae Adams, even in a horrible season, by the way, we'll get to another part of a story here in a little while. But first year without Aaron Rodgers, no big deal. 100 catches, 1,500 yards, and 14 touchdowns. Does that sound like that's an Aaron Rodgers on a 6-11 team with Derek Carr that supposedly was the issue? Supposedly. 100 catches, 1,500 yards. I don't know if that was Aaron Rodgers as much as it was the receivers that he tends to like still beat down because of they weren't first rounders, like because he kind of goes back to that part too.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'll say that. I'll save that part of it for the story that it actually goes with.
Boom.
We have a big one though, in our opinion, kind of big. Mike Williams.
I hope we're on the same page with this.
I guarantee we are. I'll guarantee. Mike Williams is out 2 to 3 weeks with a small non-surgical fracture in his back. Now, to make this very clear for anyone that is watching or listening, that means unless they go on a Super Bowl run, his season is over. This injury happened.
Was this an important game for them, Jimmer? No is his answer. For those of you listening on the podcast instead of the video.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's weird if, let's say, for example, Baltimore beats Cincy last weekend. This would have been an important game because they could have gotten the 5th seed instead of, I think, what are they at, the 7th? 6th or 7th?
Yeah.
Miami might be 7, so it might be 6. But they could have had a one higher seed, and it would have been an important game. But Cincy beat up Baltimore, and so they were playing for nothing. They had no reason to play their starters
Literally
in this
zero.
game.
There's zero reason, no implications, no rise up or down in the seeding, or right?
No,
It was
none.
literally none. I
None.
mean,
That
it
was
was
it.
literally they stayed right there. They
Yep.
didn't go down either.
Right.
It is what it was. I'm bringing it up just to. I'm bringing up the playoff part for.
Yeah, it's
They
okay.
they are the 5 seed. They couldn't go up or down. They are the 5 seed. But after like what you said, after the Ravens.
Oh, they could have jumped to what, 4 then? That must have been what it was.
No. Nope. After the Ravens lost, because the Ravens had a shot to jump them.
Oh,
Right,
I mixed up the okay.
Right. So if the
Okay.
Ravens had won, then
All right, my bad.
then the Chargers would have had a real reason to play their starters to try to lock up the 5. So after Baltimore lost, like you said, no reason for them to have played.
Okay.
And that's where this injury happened, was in a game that literally did not matter. And they played their starters
Everybody, yeah.
through the game.
Yep.
Not the first half to keep it warm, through the game.
Sucks for Mike Williams, man. He's so
Yes.
important. Now this game with Jacksonville becomes even more interesting, bro. Oh, my God. Both teams are pretty hot. That's a critical piece. Man, he stretches that defense. He's so big.
My main discussion I wanted us to go into is after I get through the news and notes, and I think it's going to be highly entertaining, but that is going to be part of that too, and it's...
You're going to
Listen-
bring it up. Here's what I'm going to say right
Yep.
now. Sean Payton is fucking licking his chops at the opportunities he's going to have at the end of the season. That has to be where you're going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's going to be in such a good spot regardless of where he goes.
Yep. And there's 2 main ones too.
Yes.
Okay, and yeah. And
Same
it's-
division.
I do believe it's my... Well, yeah. Oh, no, 3 then. 3 then.
Oh, 3.
Because
Yes.
there's
yes,
one
you're right.
that we'll talk about at the... Literally my last notes.
Yep.
Remember?
Yep.
We'll talk about that one
You're
too,
right.
which would be
3
interesting.
potentially.
3 potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's too bad. The offense isn't the same all season long. They have not had both of the receivers. I think they played 1 game together where they had both of the receivers, their main star receivers. Josh Palmer's been a nice story, little piece. I think he has like 70 catches, 700, almost 800 yards.
He's had to. Yeah.
You had to, but like when you have no other options, I mean, that's what you're also going to get. There's no disrespect to him. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying Mike Williams and Keenan Allen were not out there together, and they could have been so very tough to take out, to knock out of this playoffs if you had all of your...
I'm impressed that they are where they are. They started the season rough. They've had so many injuries. It's just the bad luck of the Chargers, man.
It is.
We've seen this before. What it was at 2010, they were number 1 offense, number 1 defense, didn't make the playoffs, right?
Yep.
They've got such bad luck, and this year seems to be another one. But goddamn, you can't play your starters in that game.
No, it's kind of self-inducing at that point. At least when Philip Rivers was doing it and he was getting all that bad luck, it didn't seem like it was like... It didn't seem like it was self-induced. Like, it was just bad, like, very bad luck hitting them, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like that. This feels a little self-induced at the end of the season. I'm not talking about throughout the season. But at the end of the season, there was no rhyme or reason for this, right?
Yeah.
There's one little positive, kind of like with the Vikings. There's one little positive. If they get by this weekend, they get their starting left tackle back, Rashawn Slater,
Yeah,
who
he's
they
a
lost
monster.
at game 3.
Yep.
And it was an instant monster as soon as he was drafted, right? And then, I think he's only played, I think it was like 3 games, and he's been out for the rest of the season up till this point. But if they get past this one, it looks like he could be back for the following weekend.
Okay.
So that is a huge upgrade, but we'll see. That'll be part of the other part, though.
It's interesting to watch, like, different coaches have different strategies. So take the Giants against Philly, right? The Giants had nothing to play for in that game.
Mm.
They really, I mean, if you want to think about it, knocking Philly out of the 1 seed could have been something.
Yep.
He did not play most of his starters, dude. So they're all like he let them rest, get healthy, ready for the playoffs, and they're in a good spot.
Didn't they? I thought they had something they could have played for. No, you're right. My bad. Because after that Dallas loss, yeah, okay. So they literally didn't, but they were. I don't know. My point is what I was about to say with that though is I don't even know if he would have if it was only a 1 seed jump anyways. As
Right.
in the Giants, I don't know if I think he wanted to go to. He's like at this point we're not going to be playing a home playoff game, right?
Right.
So why don't we make sure our guys are as good as healthy as we can possibly get for our road playoff game, no matter who it's going to be.
Yeah, dude. For
You
sure.
know, I mean, the Chargers, it was going to be a road game no matter what. You're in the Chiefs division. You're going to be on the road.
Yep.
Right? So definitely dropped the ball and definitely has a high chance of opening a door right after that game's over.
Absolutely.
Could be. Trevor Bauer becomes a free agent after clearing waivers, which leaves the Dodgers on the hook for $22.5 million.
22.5. Dodgers don't care. That's dropping the bucket.
It is. Now, a few things. Number one, he was released. I'm going to tell you why I believe they released him. I don't think they released him necessarily because of all the charges, and then the Chargers got beat. You know, I honestly don't think it's that, because there obviously shows that there was some rough play, sexual stuff in there, but it evidently was innocent of what they were claiming that he did, though. I think they did it because they felt that they couldn't start him. They couldn't play him because they'd be crucified by fans, the media, shit like that. So they had to, unfortunately, let him go. Right? I think that's what my feeling is, because if they knew that the society would leave it alone, as in not make a big deal, like nobody, you know what, had his day in court, we're done, nobody's in a bitch, I guarantee he'd still be on that roster.
Yeah, and that's where a big part of them being in California makes a difference, right?
Right.
Because the people coming to the games are going to be people talking shit, probably, in a lot of cases. And who knows if he's guilty or innocent? All we know is, based on what the court decided, he's definitely not guilty without a reasonable doubt. So,
Right.
yeah, I get you.
So I do have a question with it. I'm going to let you know, any team that does sign him, obviously he just got $22.5 million. I mean, that's done deal after he cleared waivers. The league minimum in MLB is like 700. I know it's in the 700,000s, but if you want to say 700 to 800,000, fine. But that's the league minimum for a year contract. Do you sign Trevor Bauer to your team?
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck?
Would you bat an eye at it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not-
If I'm him, I'm trying to go in the division, too. That division's pretty tough.
Yeah.
I want to.
Padres?
Yeah, something like that. Padres and Giants are both going to look good next year. I'm going to one of them.
Yeah.
And I want to beat them.
Yeah. You guys couldn't stand behind me? 'Cause he's been claiming his innocence since day one.
Yeah.
And the courts, both charges were literally thrown out, like not guilty. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's more. It's maybe sometimes there's more to it and shit like that. Kind of like Deshaun's. Yes, his charges were he was found not guilty in Texas. But the lawsuits are still ongoing, and there's enough merit with it that he settled most of them. I think there's one or two.
I think there's a couple left.
I think there's
one for sure.
One for sure. Lady
Yeah.
number one,
She
right?
won't
Said
give it
she
up,
won't. She's not giving it up. So when we seen the messages and the text or whatever from the Bauer incident, it looked like, it isn't like I went through all the court proceedings and records. It looked like it was, to me, consensual type of dirty talk. But
Yeah.
then later on, it's almost like she was trying too hard to try to lure something, like trying to make a case, almost like.
Yeah, trying to get him to say something, Yeah.
Yep. So my quick answer is yes, 100%. I hope the Twins do. Any team, if they're my favorite team, I hope they would. I hope the Yankees do not, because I don't want them to get more dominant.
Yeah.
But yes, I would not bat an eye to that. So to me, he was found innocent, and I believe he'd still be with the Dodgers if they wouldn't have been crucified.
Yeah, the only thing I wonder is if the MLB is putting pressure on anybody to not sign him
Even though
because of that.
Even though they cut the suspension,
The charges and stuff, yeah.
they cut the suspension down too.
What they cut
did.
it to?
It was over 300. And they dropped it down to 170 something, so he's able to play
Okay.
now. So they're the ones that dropped his suspension days. I'll look it up so you have the exact number.
Okay. Yeah, I just wonder, like, sometimes you do that because it's like, well, we can't do anything. But behind the scenes, we're going to say, hey, maybe let's not sign him this year.
All right.
Let shit cool over.
324 game suspension had been reduced to 194 games. So over 130 games taken off of it. And I do believe, I thought it was that because he was reinstated. So I think that it was basically for the amount of games that he had already missed because of. Yeah. So I don't know. And it could be too. It could just be like, hey, technically by the letter of the law, we have to reduce yours because everything else went into it that you were found not guilty.
Yeah.
But maybe it could be some behind the scenes type stuff like you guys better not sign.
Yeah, like give it another year. Let it blow over.
Yeah.
Then he can come back. Because he got paid, so they can feel good about that.
Right. But like,
I don't
hey,
know. Maybe.
deep dark secrets, right?
Yeah. We don't have any of those.
There will be later at 3 Gigs After Dark. That couch is looking awfully
Warm.
Yeah, awfully pleasant over there, Beauchart. Sean McVay tells the Rams he will remain the head coach next year. Are you surprised?
Yeah. Surprised he said it this early. You know, I figured he'd wait a little while, figure out what's going to happen with some other things.
Hear what the TV offers were.
Yeah.
I am, and I don't know if it actually bodes well for the Rams.
How so?
I don't know if it bodes well for them because I don't know how committed he really is going to be. You know what I mean? It's almost like it isn't like he was contemplating quote unquote retirement. The contemplation was that he was going to go into the booth, right? And make some coinage. What I'm getting at is like when you're already contemplating at such a young age, maybe your mind isn't even there. You're thinking about other stuff. If you were thinking about leaving coaching already at his young, because he's still one of the youngest coaches in the league right? I think he's been with him since 2017. Does that sound right?
It's been 5 years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So it brings me back to like Brady. It brings me back to these guys that heavily contemplated, and then the commitment and what actually came out of it. He's obviously a hell of a lot much younger, and it's coaching versus a player. But Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, when they were contemplating doing something, their game just didn't seem quite the same, right? I don't know if his full-blown commitment is there. And this is where I wish Miles was here, because he is not as big on Sean McVay as like the rest of the NFL, so to speak. You know, like, because they're huge, like the Brainiac, you know, it's 1A, 1B, him and Kyle Shanahan, and he's been the other way every time we talk about it, right? He's like,
we try to prep him up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's at Shanahan's level necessarily, but I do think he's an offensive mind. Miles checks us most of the time.
He does. So I don't know if it's all going to be there. I mean, they had a lot of injuries. They had no offensive line. They might be able to swing a few things this year. I think we corrected ourselves, right? They do have a first-round pick this year.
Yeah, I think they have one, right?
Right.
It's later, but yeah.
Yep. So, maybe.
Well, you know what it is? Now that we're talking about Miles, he's the one that told us this, too. So, basically, McVay said he will retire when the core retires from the Rams. And Stafford said he's coming back, right?
Yep.
So, obviously, Donald's going to come back. The other defensive, yeah. So maybe he's just trying to stay committed to that.
Maybe sticking with his word.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've also seen. I saw the same thing that you did. Excuse me. Stafford coming back, but looks like there's a high probability he would retire the next year. I think he kind of said that, like when he said that I will be back for this year. There's no retirement this year.
So maybe they all chatted and they're like, "Listen, let's give it one more round.
Let's give it one more.
Yeah.
Let's get stuff right. We had a lot of injuries. They'll get Cooper Kupp back. Let's try to get the offensive line right, and let's take a real stab at this again."
Yeah.
Which could quite possibly be.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
I hope that's the case.
Hey, if it is, then I do expect, then retract my words, and you'll have his full focus for one season if that's the case.
Yeah, bro.
So we have an interesting one, Danny. Maybe I pry a little bit, I throw a little fishing hook over Danny's way, get him going outside of just sports a little bit. Miami Heat's home will be temporarily called Miami-Dade Arena after bankruptcy of collapsed cryptocurrency exchange FTX.
That's wild. I did not know that was going to be the name on the arena, man.
Yeah.
God, talk about a bad move.
Well, it dawned on me. Well, I had it in here. And then just cryptocurrency in general has just been so bad ever since. Basically, being honest, you can just go back to the trending. Basically, since this administration has been in, it is literally free fall.
Yeah.
All of them. Because I did at least. I dabbled in some. I don't have like a bunch or anything like that. I went for some really low stuff, or I don't know, maybe $100 and something bucks or something like that.
You're just hoping for a quick spike and you can bail, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah.
And it never came, man. Never
Matter
came.
of fact, it just kept going down.
Yeah, it's down to like $30 or some shit. So, but regardless, did you want to say a little bit about FTX, like why they possibly are or why they are bankrupt?
Yeah, they're super sketchy. I guess we haven't talked about this much on the podcast. They're super sketch. They basically took people's money and didn't really invest it in anything. They went through a shitload of money at different charities and things like that. So one of the big deals, and this is, you can call it a conspiracy theory, but just look into it, was they invested in a bunch of charity, like I'll put in quotes, charities in Ukraine, who then funneled the money to a certain party in the United States for their campaign runs and stuff like that. So they literally just took that money, funneled it into campaign runs, and never really invested it. They took money for themselves. Like, old boy, I think he was living in, like, was it Dominican or Puerto Rico? And then just before he was supposed to come testify, because this turned into a huge deal. This is billions of dollars he took from people and is not going to give it back. There's no investment. There's nothing. There's just no money.
There's no money there.
So he was supposed to go testify before Congress. And, I mean, they're big enough they were going to be the Miami fucking Heat arena, right?
Right.
That's how big they were. And then all of a sudden, nothing. So he was going to have to go testify. But coincidentally, the day before, they decided to go arrest him. So it's weird how he never had the opportunity to actually talk in front of people as far as that goes. Conspiracy theory, here we go. Mm-hmm. But they just don't they don't care anymore. They just do things right in front of us and they say fuck you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when you were telling me that about that part of it, because I knew some of it, but that part right there, all that, I was like, you know what? 1,000%. They have the I'm the big bad dude in the classroom, in the school. There's nothing you can do about it. So there's no reason for me to pretend or hide or try to shade away from something. I'll do it right in front of you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep. Just call you a conspiracy theorist and be done.
Say that you're crazy and
discredit
we'll just roll.
you. Yeah.
Or make you disappear.
Make you disappear. Maybe shoot yourself in the head twice, type of a thing.
Right.
I've heard that story before, but yeah, man, crazy that whole thing. I hope there's a documentary about it sometime. You were talking about Madoff earlier. There's a documentary on Netflix about that. I'm about to watch that.
The Madoff one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah,
or
I
no?
have.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, good stuff. It really is. You get yourself in a little deep. You start finding out. It's where you start feeling a little bad for him. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Didn't
a
expect that.
little bit, especially
Right.
or maybe I shouldn't say it like that. Maybe a little to him, more the family,
Oh, okay.
his family, and everything like that. You'll start thinking a little bit about that, but same concept, almost the same concept as Enron. Basically telling you they're losing money because they have nothing backing it in any way, shape, or form. The money that they have from investors, they're putting like what you said, but Enron and all those were putting in other stuff and stuff that wasn't existing. Bernie saying, this, that, and the other. But what this company was doing is that they were basically making it look versus theirs. They were making it look like they weren't making money, but they still were banking on, like, they were making the promises to the investors. It's coming, as in we have this lined up, and it's going to boom. It's going to do its thing. When really it wasn't there. Versus Enron did that, make it look like they basically took all this. They had been losing money, pouring money out. They had no money. And then they were stuffing it into these junk bonds, basically making this one over here, making it look like they're making profits when they're really not. They just took all their losses and hid them. So it made it look like a little bit different, not much different though. And then Bernie's kind of like the same thing. It's the investments and promising you're going to get yours, and it's really messed up. I would have liked to hear his day in court, so to speak. No, because he actually will have a day in court. His day in front of Congress.
Yeah,
because that's where he was supposed to go, right? But either way, very quick collapse. 'Cause I think they were number 3. I think they were number 3 in cryptocurrency.
Yeah, they were up
at
there,
one
man.
point,
Yeah,
right? But
they were worth billions, bro.
billions.
And then next day, nothing. Like, what the fuck?
Just like completely fell off.
Yeah.
Off the planet.
So who do you think? Like, just throw a dark horse. Who do you think could end up taking the name over there in Miami? It's random, totally off the wall, but
I like that. I like it. They'd want, obviously, a company because they want money, right? They want money.
yeah, because it's not cheap.
It's not cheap. No. Except if not, they would just call it Wade Arena. I swear to God. They just, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be wow. Wade, what is it? Way of Wade? Is that what his thing was?
Yeah.
Way of Wade. Oh, that is a good question. Miami-based. What is the name of that? They might just call it Ballers Arena. Is it Ballers from there? The TV show or the movie or the HBO show with The Rock? It was Yep. Yeah, I watched the first few seasons. I liked it a lot, but I don't know. Now that's a damn good question because I'm off the top of my head, I'm drawing blanks on Miami-based or Florida-based businesses that would want.
I'm wondering, man.
Nah, nothing's coming to your mind right off the top.
Well, so like there's some big money down, like Grant Cardone's company's down there, so I could see him trying to do something. He does wild shit like that. But the dark horse that I was thinking isn't actually. He's been to Miami, won a couple chips down in Miami. Maybe one of Brown's companies. Maybe his school. Maybe it's the I Promise Arena. How fucking wild would that be?
They'd be like,
I don't know if he could do that. He's in LA. That'd be kind of tough. But
I don't know. That's actually okay. Be like, you know what? We might have a draft pick too for your son. You're coming on free agency,
down, son. Come play with Jimmy. No, dude, I did. So I was in Miami one time in life, right?
Yep.
And drove around because these people were trying to sell us timeshares and shit. And they're like, "Oh yeah, so you guys know who The Rock is, right?" Because this was like 15 years ago. So I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, he lives here too. And he like points to this area. He's like, he lives over there. And I'm like, how would you even get there? He's like, oh, he takes a helicopter and like gets in. Like, there's no way to get in. It's in the middle of this beautiful ass neighborhood, but there's no like driveway to his house. There's nothing. He's like back. And so however he gets there, the guy told me helicopter, but there could be some secret bullshit to get there. But fucking pretty cool. Amazing spot.
So I'm gonna go a little more like kind of. I bet you, if you had all limitless money, right, and you had like whatever, it doesn't matter what your house would look like. I don't want to know about all the details of like that because some people have their thing. Tell me that you would go like fucking almost Batman mode when it comes to like you'd have like private tunnels and shit, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's the first thing I think about. I think about like those hidden. I still think like a kid. Think about like the studies. You know what I'm talking about? Like and the book.
You pull
and
the
then
book
you
down
pull a
and go.
book, and I'm
Yeah.
getting all kinds of secret passageways.
Dude,
right?
that'd be fun as shit. Yeah.
In, out, ways to bring my vehicle in. Like what was that last Batman, the first Batman of the Christian Bale one, where he goes in and like the water. I think it might have been
the
the
water
second
spreads.
one.
Yeah.
Water spreads and shit. Yeah, we're doing some fucked up shit. You know,
100%.
so there's no way. I mean, there is. I shouldn't say there's no way. The Rock definitely has shit like that. I guarantee you. I mean, he has money on top of money, right? Yeah. I mean, he puts his face on something and it makes $50 million, right?
Yeah, 100%, dude.
You know, like, yeah, you're going to have some shit. What about, I was looking at some of these right here because I just typed in real quick the number of, I want the top 10 companies headquartered in Miami.
Okay, here we go.
We have, I think I know which one I'm going to go with, and I think you're going to do it too just because I say it. Carnival Cruise Line. Leonard Corporation, don't know what they do. World Fuel Services, Ryder System Inc., Royal Caribbean Cruises, Costa Farms, Norwegian Cruise Line, and Burger King.
That would be amazing. I need Burger King to get it.
That's okay. I was
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We want the king walking around, right?
That would be fucking
In that
great.
suit, the whole works, baby. Yep. First thing I say, I was like, I'm looking through. It's all pretty serious. A bunch of cruises. I was like, BK, baby.
Dude, Burger King doesn't get enough credit. I just saw something that came across that reminded me of this. It was like back in 2007, 2010, somewhere in there. They put out a full ad in, I think it was the New York Times, for the left-handed Whopper. And so it was supposed to be made specifically for people. Fucking obviously it wasn't, but with left-handed fucking people. And they sold out of Whoppers the next day because they put a full-page ad for the left-handed Whopper. Like, Burger King's hilarious, man.
It is.
I'm a fan. Yeah.
So am I. And I've always kind of liked their food, too. So especially...
that flame broiled taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grilled.
Yeah,
the
the
fake
actual
flavor they
fake
put
grill,
in.
whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, I'll take that all day.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, BK... Dude, especially what was that? Dane Cook? The BK Lounge.
Yes, dude.
He's like, what? He's like, where was your first shop? The BK Lounge. It was just Burger King, but I couldn't tell people that. He's like, oh, you work at Burger King? No, I work at the BK Lounge.
BK Lounge, bro. See, it's all set up. They could have a BK Lounge in. That'd be like the VIP there in the arena. Man, it's ready. BK, let's go.
Yeah. Which one does Mickey? It's not Mickey Loomis. Mickey whatever. It starts with the A. So the owner of the he is Mickey something. It's Mickey. He owns a cruise line. I wonder how that's just. I mean, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he wants someone else's money.
Yeah.
But that could be that probably could be the thing. If they can't find somebody, maybe they just throw his
Harrison.
business. There you go, Mickey Harrison.
Yeah.
And does it say what he is? I know he owns one of the cruise lines or the major whatever stockholder. Carnival. So it is Carnival. Okay. I knew it was one of them. I didn't know if it was them or.
I mean, that would probably make the most sense, but that'd be weird having. You're not really making money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Reef. Yeah. Nah, there isn't that much down there, but the BK, that's where it's at. We're gonna go with a. This is more of a sources one, but it's not looking good. Suspended MMA coach James Krause. It's being said that he worked with offshore sportsbook. Jeez, I'm just getting blown up here.
Popular guy tonight.
Yeah. But that he worked with an offshore sportsbook. Now, I do have it up here. I want to give you the name of it. And that is abcbetting.ag. And I told you a little bit off air, but the deal is evidently he was playing like the middleman. And between the bettors and obviously the sports book.
Yeah.
But it goes a little more messed up. And that is, let's see if I can read it exactly for you. Right here. Krause has publicly acknowledged being part of an online betting group that employed sophisticated tactics, including taking over other bettors' sportsbook accounts to circumvent betting limits. So basically controlling their accounts.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's tough. I get why, he's never going to be able to coach anybody in the UFC again, for sure. Maybe anywhere. As far as that goes, he'll have to do it kind of off books or something, I guess. But I'll take this a totally different direction.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Dana shouldn't be in his position right now.
Yeah.
That's much worse. And did you hear what Dana White said yesterday?
I did. Hold on. I had it up. I did see that. Are you talking about the criticism one?
Yeah, he's basically like, I'll take all criticism. I get it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I support freedom of speech, so if the fighters want to say something, they can. But he's like, if I step down, all that's going to do is hurt the fighters. So he's pretty full of himself right there, right? I'm kind of like, I know you're a big deal, dude. You work hard.
Yeah.
I won't take credit away from you for that. But he's like, if I step down, all that's going to do is hurt them. So what am I going to do? So he's trying to act like he's there for everybody else.
Yeah, but you guys need me. It would hurt you. You need to back me. That's what it sounds like. Like a plea, begging people to come in, begging or trying to draw attention to them to like, hey, come help me out. I'm taking blame. You know, it's all it's all warranted, 100% of it. Because there's another one up there saying the public is unlikely to learn details of the White incident. What details? I honestly don't care what she said.
We saw it, man.
Yeah, I saw it. There was plenty. What do you mean? There's plenty of video. I don't need to know what was said. Don't need to know what she said because there's not. Dude, I don't know if there's anything that would make it okay unless you said, I'm going to go kill our kids.
Did you see the
And
full
even
video,
then, I don't
Bullshit?
even know if it'd be that. Bullshit.
Did you see the full video of the Dana White thing? So, basically, they're at a club, and his wife slaps him in the face. So he slaps her back, which one slap back, not great, but okay. Get it, it's a reaction, right? Then she kind of leans down. He pulls her into him, slaps her again. And she's down, so he's slapping down at her. And then, again, same thing. And then at one point, he, kind of pushes her head down. It's a super fucked up deal. And one of the big things with Dana over, in the past has been, if we have any domestic issues, you can't be a fighter. You can't do that.
Yep.
But
then he's out there whooping his own wife on camera.
and saying he can't step away.
Right.
Listen, the more this stuff comes out, I think we could find somebody that does a better job than him.
I agree. Who do we? Well, I brought up the one, right? Jesus.
Joe?
Not Joe. I brought up the last one. Fighter. Was a fighter.
Oh, you were talking about, yeah.
John Jones' arch nemesis.
Yeah. Why can't I think of his
God.
name? Daniel Cormier.
There you go. Daniel Cormier. That one would be kind of intriguing.
Miles brought up Jake Paul, which would actually fucking be
That
crazy.
would be hilarious in every way. First off, he would take the promotion up. He's going to make his money stick where it says. You said you'd back the fighters and give them their insurance and blah, blah, blah. You know, all that stuff, benefits. He's taken his little to nothing up to that. Like I told you, I started gaining a little respect for him. I don't like him, but he has worked his way up.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't have someone backing him, and him and his brother, YouTube. That's the first thing that's the only thing that keeps bugging me. Every time you read an article, YouTube creator turned, you know, I'm like, we know this. Like,
you don't have to
we don't need to keep saying it every single time.
Yeah.
Right?
No, he's obviously worked hard. He's a good, he's not a great, legit professional boxer, but he's a good boxer for sure.
He is.
He can fuck people up.
Yep. And he's
worked. It takes work to do that, man. That shit's hard.
He's putting in a lot of work for that, right?
Yeah.
And I think he'll do the same thing because he wants to make sure he's not proven wrong, right? I think he'll do the same thing. He'll take the MMA that serious too. And what better slap in the face? Yeah. Than putting Jake Paul, who's been kind of a thorn in Dana White's side. Not necessarily like he's threatened him, like he would ever take it off, but Dana White, you could tell, has been frustrated answering questions about Jake Paul. Remember that one the video where he's like, You know what? I'm so sick of this. We're talking about Jake Paul. Like, he's not anything. Basically, the arrogance coming out. But he got to the side, right?
Yeah.
Nothing better than watch him take over UFC, the face of it, after you get it ripped from you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still a billionaire. I mean, how much did he sell? What did he sell for, like $1.2 billion or $2 billion or something?
Yeah, I don't know if he's still a billionaire, but he's up there. Regardless, it doesn't matter. If 900 million is the same as 1.1 billion, as far as I'm concerned. Like you're there, man. But it would be, I do think a change wouldn't hurt. Yes. And I think that, like, if you want to show that you actually give a shit about that stuff and you're not just a backyard brawling company and stuff like that, you've got to do something, man. That was fucked up.
Where the fuck is ESPN in this?
They sure are quiet.
Like, you don't make a stand, though. This is literally like, we are not going to. I guarantee there's got to be something in the contract. You can always find something in the contract that can make it void, right? Be like, we're not airing any of your stuff. Yeah, we're not airing, and and like they probably could do, or they put it on. They put it on like ESPN the Ocho. You know what I'm saying? Like they put it like that. Like Barrett be like, you know what? We'll put it back here, and then you're not going to get any notoriety for anything. We're going to set it over here. Technically, we're airing it.
Here's a problem with that. It's all a money thing.
Yeah,
it's the same reason the NBA wouldn't talk about China.
Mm-hmm. And LeBron wouldn't either.
Yeah, obviously, and he actually went after the Houston owner, right? Or was it Houston owner? Yeah. I don't think nearly as many people buy the ESPN subscription if UFC isn't on there. There's not much else of a reason to buy the ESPN subscription. ESPN Plus.
I agree with you 1,000%. How much ESPN Plus was being sold before then? Were you buying ESPN Plus to read the extra of the article that was like the insider?
No.
Very few people.
Yeah.
Were you buying ESPN Plus for what else was one of the other little things you would get? It was an article. It was something else too. Basically the unlimited 30 for 30s. No.
Right.
First off, you try to catch it if you really were interested right on ESPN when it was on. Right.
Here's what's wild about it, though. Oh, okay, they hushed them. We saw the article on that. They've been told, just don't say anything derogative. I haven't heard anybody talk about it.
Right.
At all.
Not like zero zilch.
That is insane. That is insane. This shit, like, if it was a player who's way lower in the totem pole of any, or a fighter, this would be all over everything immediately.
Oh, yeah.
They don't even bring it up. Man, that's tough. And like I said, I wouldn't care if it was one slap. I shouldn't say I wouldn't care, but it wouldn't be as big a deal. It'd be like, all right, that's your reaction. I would probably do the same thing.
Like a deep apology might be able to be like, all right, dude, you know. But is that what you mean? Like,
yeah.
I made a mistake. It was a peer reaction type of situation. Like, stupid of me, but it was a flinch moment. There was no flinch moment the second, third, and fourth time.
Right.
And that you needed someone else to, like, separate you.
Yeah.
You know? Come on. Big man on campus, bro. Justin Jefferson and Travis Kelce are unanimous AP All-Pro selections, Danny G.
Let's go, JJ.
We're not shocked by that. Duh. But you may be shocked by this next one. The 6-11 Raiders are rocking 3 All-Pros.
Could you tell us who they are?
I want you to guess first, because you're probably not going to think of the third one. But go ahead with you should be able to name the first 2.
Yeah, I mean, running back, receiver, and who's their defensive end that they just paid? Is that it? It's not. Because I can't remember. We were all hyped up because he climbed, right?
Yeah.
Shit, who is it then?
The kicker. Our old kicker.
Shut the fuck
Daniel
up.
Carlson, yes. Which
God
technically,
damn it, Daniel.
Which is kind of like it's a kick at us, kind of funny kicker thing. But then on top of that, technically they got a third, but it was also a kicker.
Yeah.
You know, we got a second one, his second team, Kenye Ngannou was the kick returner for the second team, which makes no damn sense. And he had 2 touchdowns this year. Yeah. The other guy that got it was a Packer. I think he had 1. But regardless, imagine that. But Yeah. Are you a little surprised by a 6-11 team rocking 3?
Not with that team. I mean, Jacobs was really good this year. You've pointed out a million times, contract year, but still really good.
Yep.
And they used the shit out of him. And Devontae Adams was really the only guy productive as a wide receiver. So I get it. And he's top 3 wide receiver in the league, so he should always make it probably, you know?
Nah, very true. I did have it right here. Damn it. And I accidentally hit the wrong button. It was an X.
We're almost out of kerosene. Can you smell it?
Yep. And I can see it dying down. We're on a limited time basis.
Limited
people.
time, folks.
Limited time. We're all going to freeze.
I'm going to actually shut it off so we don't die.
Okay.
You can talk.
Well, that'd be a good thing. What? What is with you and the foot in flames?
It's a foot thing, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it, we're a keel over. Yeah, that I forgot where I was going. I was gonna tell you. I was gonna give you some of the rundown of.
No, hold on. You asked me? Were you surprised at the 3 for them? Take the kicker out. The 2. However,
I wasn't surprised by it, but what I was gonna go with, the reason why I asked you like that was, if you're gonna have 3 All-Pro players. And deservingly so.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm not surprised. Maybe Josh McDaniels should have gotten fired.
Man. Yeah, he
I mean, didn't Lovie Smith just get fired and he had no talent on his team? And you had all the talent? You had a bunch of talent?
And with less talent, they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's not forget, McDaniels did not do great his first go-around as a head coach.
No, he didn't.
So, do you think this man will end up being a good coach, or should he be an OC forever?
OC forever.
Yeah.
I think at this point now, I understand he only has what? He has 3, was it 3 seasons as a head coach? Or sorry, probably 2.5.
2 and yeah, I think yep.
Yeah, because I think he got shit canned pretty early the second year into the Broncos regime there, and he's been a pretty damn decent offensive coordinator. He adjusts. Like, you can tell what happened with the Patriots after he's left, right?
Yeah,
it's not that easy to go. So he's an offensive coordinator at heart, and that's where it's at. I've seen enough as a head coach now. If it wasn't for the 12th man on the field that first year with the Broncos, and that'd be one, not trying to get all like religious, but that'd be one Jesus Christ that was riding with Tebow.
Oh,
the pass to Demaryius Thomas, going yard. That's a highlight of that was all Tebow, right?
Yes.
And we saw what happened when he wasn't committed to him and the team started falling apart. You go here, you have all the talent in the world on offense, right? Especially on offense. Your defense was kind of work in progress, but you brought in Chandler Jones to go opposite Max Crosby. You had some other pieces. They have beaten down, and I know this has been across the web, right? Like across like every talk show, sports talk show, about how Derek Carr was done dirty. You realize they have like none of their first rounders left. So if Aaron Rodgers wants to ever bitch about what they produced for him in their first round picks, Derek Carr has like none of them left. What was a couple drafts ago? They have no players left from their draft.
Yep.
Right? One of them probably still should be there, but he had his vehicular manslaughter or whatever. That probably would have worked out. But fact is, they don't. They literally cut all of them. They didn't turn any of them for the most part, into anything, even in draft capital or like a return of some kind. Because they let the Abram go, right? That was the safety.
Yep.
They
traded Boy to the Bears for a bunch of picks immediately with Gruden. Like, they did a lot. They got rid of so many pieces.
Right. But they've brought in some pieces here recently, not by draft, but this season should have been more successful. I understand you're playing the AFC West. It's a very tough one. I get it. I do understand that. But you literally fell apart. This is another reason why one of my points why they should actually fire him. Why they should fire him. Because if you're willing to fire this coach, Lovie Smith, David Culley, and so on and so forth, right? After one season, you definitely should be looking at this one. We looked at this one time. Their Raiders, I'd have to go, like, I'm hoping you can kind of vaguely remember. But how many games they were up in the game. And a lot of times they're up by double digits.
Yep, blew the lead. I think there was like 4 different times where they were up like at least 17 points.
Right.
Yeah.
And lost them.
Yeah.
There was a running meme on there. I think
like late
4 or 5.
Late in the game.
Late in the game,
Yeah.
and you lost that. That is coaching.
Yeah.
That is coaching. When you're up by that, at that point, that is literally coaching. That is where you are paid to make sure, you get. I don't know if you guys are getting that, but like, get what I'm saying, I should say. It's just like, that is exactly when you're getting, that's what you're getting paid for right then.
Yeah.
To make sure you don't blow that. What strategies are you doing to where your guys aren't getting complacent because you're up by a lot? You're not, your defensive play calling, your offensive play calling, everything is going to where it's not looking like we either A, get conservative or complacent. That we are here to handle business. And they failed that many times, and you had talent to close those games.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in the season that made him like, that's like, oh, that's why he's a coach, because his offensive scheme is great. No, when you figured it out, you ran Josh Jacobs. That's what you did. And then if you threw the ball, you threw it to Devontae. Like, that's just a fucking common sense approach, right? You're selling me on this, and this isn't fair because this isn't the way I asked you the question. I don't think McDaniels is even in a good OC unless he's with Tom Brady. So in my head right now, I think the only reason he's still there is because they've got a shot at bringing Tom Brady over. Because he even look even after Tom Brady, how great was the offense in New England when he was still there?
It wasn't gorgeous. It was better than it was this year for the Patriots.
But to be fair, they did not bring an OC in.
Yeah, right. No, I know. It's so hard to debate, like, with anything to do with the Patriots
like
and
a
the offense,
comparison,
and and Mac Jones. I can't beat down on him, right? Because I didn't mean to bring it back quite around like that. Now we're just selling each other now. I did kind of half-ass mean to bring it back to where the only thing saving him was going to be Tom Brady.
Yeah, then we're together on that, bro.
On that part, I 1,000% agree. Kind of lean. I didn't. You're convincing me that he may not have been the best offensive coordinator.
Because what was special that he did in New England? You know what I mean? He didn't bring anything new. He didn't do any Shanahan stuff where like he's making the right plays based on the personnel. Tom Brady did everything, right? I'm starting to, man, I don't even know if he's a good OC, man, unless you've got a great quarterback and the perfect pieces.
Yeah. I'm not,
because Derek Carr was not that bad this year. He was a shitty scapegoat. That's like the worst scapegoat in a long time, man.
That's the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, we literally brought that up. Dak Prescott had what? Same amount or one less interception than him, and Dak Prescott missed how many games due to injury?
Yeah.
And I will still stand by this, especially in a 17 fucking game season. I ideally don't want my quarterback throwing, what did he have, 14?
14 at that point, yeah.
I ideally don't want my quarterback throwing 14 interceptions, but I promise you that is not the end of the world if your touchdowns are clearly above that. Right. And his were. He wasn't I'm not saying he aided in it, but he sure as hell was not the reason they lost those games. Not when you're up by that much.
Yeah, and how big of a hit is it, man? That's the guy. Like, he, in my opinion, besides the coach did a great job last year, but Derek Carr was the heart and soul of that team last year that got him to the playoffs. They had no business in the playoffs last year.
No.
With everything they had going on.
No, absolutely.
And he gets the axe. Like,
and he gets the
kills
axe.
me, man.
And
it's sad.
It was him, and not either him. Sorry. He rode through all that bullshit. Like, I have one thing that I have a video you need to watch. I think it was one of the ESPN, like, maybe it was one of the Wake Up guys or whatever the hell it was. He went on this spiel and he broke down everything that Derek Carr has went through with the Raiders. Every single thing. And it's talking about all the way down to a T with Oh, yeah, the one that we keep forgetting, too. Losing his coach and John Gruden through all that.
On top of Gruden got rid of all the pieces before he left.
Right.
Because he was trying to build something because he thought he had 10 years, right?
Yeah, he was trying to do it, and he wanted to do it his way. Now you're jumping into that, and that, what was his name? Was it Vic? It wasn't Vic. It was something V, though. That coach that came in, like Pistachio or something like that. But they all rode behind him. They all played for him, and then Derek Carr willed that team. That team was nowhere near as talented as what it is now. So that's the reason why I make the argument that he should not have a job. And the reason why he still has his job, which you already took, was literally the shot of getting Tom Brady, who is done with the Buccaneers, regardless after this season, whether it's retirement or moving on to another team.
Yeah. Miami, Vegas, those are probably the two spots. If Vegas does not get a quarterback like a Tom Brady, whoever, I don't even know whoever else they could get at this point. I mean, there's going to be a few out there, but they're going to be much worse next year.
Yep.
But.
And then there was one.
And there was one,
and this
baby.
will lead into my other stuff that I want to get to before we call this episode Dunsky. And that is Cowboys owner Jerry Jones says Mike McCarthy's job is not at stake.
Our good friend, Mr. Kevin Beauchart, said this quote a little bit ago, and I'll repeat it. They haven't lost yet. It's easy to say that when they haven't lost the playoff game yet.
Right.
So you're just going to be good with 12-5 or whatever. I think that's what they were. Are they 12-5, right? Mm-hmm. And then lose in the first round. You just good with that now? We're not after championships anymore? Okay.
Right.
Cool. No. Doesn't matter what he says right now. It matters what he says after the game.
Right. He's trying to keep you believe he's saying that to make sure that Mike McCarthy isn't feeling like he's overstressed and thinking over his shoulder, right?
Yep.
That's why, and I hope that's why he's saying it. I hope he's not, for any Cowboys fan, you're hoping that he isn't saying that and he actually means it. You know, because we've been true contributors of saying that we don't believe he is a great coach.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if he's a great offensive coordinator either, really. Don't know. I mean, it's been a while. First off, he has Kellen Moore doing the play calling right now. When he was up with Green Bay, we know who was running that. It doesn't matter. He would check out of that.
Yeah.
Right? And then when he wouldn't, it was almost like when he was trying to prove a point, he was showing that Mike McCarthy is a piece of shit, basically.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
he gave up play calling duties. Now I'm going to show you I know how to do this. Right? Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Like, there's a few of them where he turned over play calling duties.
Yep. He's like, they called this play.
Yep. So we're going to ride with it.
You're like, well, hold on. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way he means this. If there's a small 7% chance that he did, it is literally, I did read this, it is literally because he felt he pulled the trigger too quick on one Chan Gailey, who coincidentally was the last Cowboys head coach to go to the playoffs back-to-back seasons before McCarthy. He has been on record in the past of saying that I pulled the gun or the trigger too soon on firing him.
Didn't he fire, was it Johnson after he won the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Jimmy Johnson like the next season?
Yeah, and then
what the fuck?
And then Barry Switzer came in. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson was and he knows too. Jerry Jones knows that he had his ego too much in that one. I think he's apologized to Jimmy on it a couple times now, but regardless, hold on, you fired him after he won you Super Bowls, the ultimate goal. So you're not going to fire the guy that isn't winning you Super Bowls, and it's been kind of a laughing stock. We'll see. I'm like our good buddy over there said, game hasn't been played yet. They haven't lost yet.
Yeah.
Easy and quick and cute to say now. Now, this will lead me into my, I've been antsy and ready, and I want to talk about this so bad because we are there. That's not just kerosene in the air.
I smell it.
Is that playoff football?
NFL playoffs. Let's go. We go through some picks, bro.
I do want to go through some picks.
Let's go.
But well, hold on. Before we do this, I do want to know there are 3 jobs, and we touched on a couple of them already, right? We just got over the Cowboys one. So, and then this will lead right into picks too. Cowboys, if Mike McCarthy loses, I think there's a good shot he gets fired. If he gets fired, if the Chargers lose, that's Mr. Staley. Cowboys, and then the other one in the division was that you were thinking of?
Denver.
Yeah. Who gets him? And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, Sean Payton. So, who's going to get him? There's only one right answer, and it all depends on if the coach gets fired. It's the Chargers. That's where you go if you're Sean. You've got a young fucking baller quarterback. You've got a lot of great pieces.
They've been drafting excellent the last few years.
Defense is great. You've got a great running. Everything is good on that team. That's where you go if you're him. Okay? You get to live that fucking LA life. Like, everything's great. Now, it depends on what they're... So, the Saints want a first-round pick.
Yes.
That's no matter what. That's what they've said. So they're going to have to give up a first-round pick to get him. And if I'm either one of those teams, I do it.
You don't think twice about
Not at
that.
all. Money's going to be a factor, I think.
Yeah.
But that is the best situation if all other things are equal.
The only thing I'd be concerned about if I were any one of these teams going after Sean Payton, literally the only thing, I promise you, besides Bountygate, is...
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, piece of shit. But with all due respect. But the only thing that would concern me is, like, I want to know why you left the Saints. We know what you said, the reason, blah, 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 like in the media. I want to know why you left. And the reason why I mean it like that, or I'm asking like that, is you're not going to leave us here in a couple of years because you feel like retiring, right? Like, there must have been something else. You don't even have to tell me the specific reason. Just tell me you didn't want to actually retire, that you actually want to step away. It's because they were buried in salary cap, I assume. 99% of that thing isn't. And I had no breeze. There was no other cover-up, and we kicked that can so far down the road that every year we'll be fighting off $65 million over the cap. You're not going to be able to compete with that, and there's no Drew Brees to cover it up, right? I mean,
right. Yep.
I assume that's what it is, but that's the one question. That's my only little bit. I want to make sure that we have you. I'll give up the first rounder. We have you for at least 6 years. I want 10 too, but we'll say at least 6 years, right?
You give him a Gruden contract.
I would.
That's the way I would see it. Yeah.
I would. You have him as long as you have your starting quarterback who's a stud.
Yeah.
Like all the rest will fall into place.
Stud.
Young stud.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yes, we are on the same page with this. Everybody else is trying, would love and beg to get a piece of this. But this is down to potentially 3 teams, in my opinion. And the potentially is if the Cowboys were to fire McCarthy.
Yep.
Now, there's ties there. I don't know if Sean Payton has kind of flirted with it, said he would never have a problem with it, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if Sean Payton would ever work for Jerry Jones as a head coach and him being like the GM and Stephen Jones. Because what he had over here with the Saints is that he literally could do whatever he wanted.
Ultimate say.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. You have a GM. Yep. We do what Sean Payton says.
Yeah, he was basically Bill O'Brien over there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but the way smarter version.
In the sense that he had that much control.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I mean, and they, like I said, and they have a GM, but it's more a cover. You're doing whatever for him. The GM, you're here to settle the contracts. You're here to make sure you keep the guys no matter what it takes that I want.
Yeah.
You won't get that with the Cowboys. And I think that would bug Sean Payton enough. Like, nah. The Chargers are competing in their own city that nobody even knows in LA is actually located, that the Chargers are actually located there. They don't know. They don't make home games.
Yep.
They may know the Rams. I'm being dead serious. How do you do that? At least get high-flying shit going, be consistent winners, and be true threats. You have all the pieces for that.
All of them.
You're literally just missing a coach.
Yep.
How often does that happen? That all the pieces are there. You have one of the strongest offensive lines. You have one of the best quarterbacks, and young. You have receivers. You have young receivers. You have You have a cream of the crop top 10 receiver in his prime. He gets banged up. I understand that. You have pieces everywhere. Your defense is young. Your defense is strong. It needs a little jolt. And you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you're playing consistent.
Yeah.
Their issue is consistency. That's what he can bring. And they would have no problem being like, we want to be the number 1 team in SoFi Stadium.
In the NFL.
In the NFL, yes. But I mean,
what I mean?
in that huge
but
market,
definitely,
yes.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Like that. What I mean is that they want to be respected. They want to be
Bring that recognition, right?
recognition.
This is our town.
We mean business, the whole works, and we want to compete for championships. That's how you get all that, is by competing for championships. That's how you get taken serious.
Yeah,
So,
100%, man.
yes, sir. And I want one quick question when it comes to picks. We are on picks. And that is, I want Danny's. I wanted to ask our man over here, too, but he ain't here. I want your upset pick. I want your pick that you would feel comfortable throwing a little bit of cash at.
Upset win or upset even like they cover?
Upset win.
Okay.
I want that money line. I want that one that you're...
Okay. Yeah, give me the Jaguars for the upset win. Mike Williams being out is such a big deal.
It is.
Yeah.
And that helps tie to what you're saying. Staley's going to be gone, right? You'd have to. They already have their eyes on him. You know, it's kind of like that meme. You know, you walk with your girlfriend, but the dude's like looking back. Like,
you know what's funny about the two coaches, Staley and Payton, is Payton knows when to do the risky plays.
Right.
Staley does not. So think about in the Super Bowl, the onside kick at the second half, right?
Yep.
Think about all the shit, the fourth downs that he goes for, the fake punts, all that. He knows when to time it. He knows. Staley doesn't. He just fucking does it all the time, every time. So.
Absolutely. It's just no rhyme or reason. Like when Payton does it, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yep.
Like
that
made absolutely no sense that you went for it right there.
Yep.
As in the sense, like, it took you by surprise.
Yeah.
When Staley does it, he's doing it like, why in the hell did you do that? Because you literally just cost us the game.
Yep. Or you just lost your wide receiver for probably the rest of the year. Because you do dumb shit.
Because you do ridiculously stupid shit.
Yeah,
you're
but
dumb.
So I guess that gives up that pick. I'm going to take the Jags in that game against the Chargers.
I'll give you my upset. And then I will, yep, I'll give you my upset. Kind of like I did the same thing to you just now. So I'll give you my upset, and I'm going to give you both those also. My upset pick is I have a couple guys at work. They talk to each other with sounds. It's a very annoying sound when you're a Viking fan. The Seahawks are going to upset the Niners.
That's why I asked about the cover thing. I do think the Seahawks are going to play this close. So I don't necessarily disagree. I think the Niners are going, and Shanahan's going to he'll have them prepared. Mm-hmm. But they're coming in loose. Nobody expected him to be here.
Right.
Everybody's betting against them.
They have nothing to lose.
It'll be a
Geno
closer
Smith
game.
has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
The cover is more appealing because I think last time I seen it right now, according to ESPN, it's -9.
Yep.
I think it was as high as 9.5 at one point when I was watching on FanDuel. I'm going with the upset, and so I'm going with this one. Number one, you already answered the one. I believe the Jaguars are going to win that game. I don't know if they should be the underdog, though. That's the reason why I wasn't going to go quite that. They are technically the underdog, so you're going across the country. Jaguars are one of the hottest teams in the NFL. They've been playing. Trevor Lawrence has been balling out.
Yeah.
I like the Chargers. You know I do. The Herbert. I don't trust Staley, and you lost Mike Williams. I think that is going to play pivotal.
Doug Peterson versus, what's his first name? Staley.
I always want to say Deuce, and it's not.
So do I. That's what I was about to say.
Back.
I'm like, that's not right.
That's another one. I wish
Is
he
it
was
Doug
here.
Staley? I feel like it's a D, right?
Yeah, I'm looking.
But either way, just looking at it that way, man, Peterson is such a good coach. You take coaching in playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Brandon Staley.
Brandon. Yep.
And he knows that 'cause he was the part of the Rams. So, but Yeah, no, I think this all in the bag. It all comes back to Sean Payton going there, and he's going to play even more reckless because he's going to be too worried about losing because he knows that they're looking at this other coach. I think he's going to make Doug Peterson's feeling comfortable. His team is on fire right now. Chargers can be extremely dangerous. They really can. They are the more talented team all around.
Yeah.
But you still have to go on the road to Florida against one of the hottest teams right now. And in the playoffs, sometimes that's all that matters is the hottest team. You got hot at the right time.
Here's what I can foresee in this game, man. Your guy, this is his coming out party.
Trevor?
Yeah. Isn't it his first time in the playoffs? Yeah.
It is.
Right?
Yeah.
This is his coming out party. This is going to say a lot, and I think he's going to have a big game, man.
I think I'm with you. I do believe that your first showing does mean a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's your first impression of somebody, right? The other games, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now we're getting serious. This is playoffs. This is all eyes on you. You know, this is it. You're the leader of men right now. Put it on the line. That's what it is, right? So
he's never lost a Saturday football game either. So think about that. Okay.
Why do you gotta go
undefeated on Saturdays?
But back to mine though. I believe that the Seahawks, if I had to throw, and I did throw some money on this. I did throw some money, so it isn't just me talking. I did throw a little bit of cash at the Seahawks to win this. If you are, and you can counter this argument with the exact same of what I'm saying and flip it around. You really can. If you're the Seahawks, who have literally nothing to lose, especially Geno Smith, I have nothing to lose. They can all swing it out there. Like, nobody is counting us to be here. Nobody is counting on me to be here. None of this shit. The Seahawks have had a really, really rough go the last, 6 games on defense. Their defense has been getting really bad, maybe even more. But, and this is where the statement where you can literally flip it around, okay? But if you are a struggling defense that's still trying to kind of get through your injuries and find your way right now, what better time to do that than against a 7th-round rookie quarterback?
Yeah.
Who's never been in this situation?
Yeah.
Right? He played a huge game in the Fiesta Bowl. Absolutely. This is a lot different. I understand it's at home. I'm saying, and then it being a division game. So there's familiarity. They're comfortable. They know what they're facing. There's no, we've been here, right? In the sense that, their style. What better way for the Seahawks? Honestly, it may look like it, and it should be a throttling. It should be this, that, and the other, right? What better way than against a rookie quarterback for the shot? For the shot of extending your already improbable season that you've been doing, right? And I know you can flip that around. You can literally flip that the other way, where it's like, what better way for Brock Purdy to come in to face that defense for your very first playoff game?
Yeah.
That's been on the downside, right?
Just to add to your argument, man, it's really hard to beat a team 3 straight times, and the Niners have beaten Pete Carroll, who's one of the best coaches maybe ever, right? He's a great coach. Mm-hmm. They've beat him 3 straight times, so this will have to be a 4th. 4 in a row is difficult.
That is.
So I believe it's 4. It's either 3 or 4 that they'll be on. They beat him both times this year, so at least 2 times. So that adds to it, too. It's really tough to beat teams that many times.
I did want to see real quick. I want to see team defense. I had this weird, and I could be wrong. Maybe you know this answer right there. Team. I never see that every time I'm doing this. So I was curious. Niners. That's what I thought-ish. So 2020. Okay. Their defense is pretty damn solid. We know that. But if there was one loophole to them, is that, first off, you can't run against them. They only give up 3.4 yards per carry. They only gave up 1,300 yards all season on the ground. They did give up 11 rushing touchdowns, but that can happen when you get down to the 2 anyway, down there. If there's a little bit of vulnerability, it is in the passing game. I'm not saying it's a bunch, but they have given up 20 in the air, 222 yards passing. And then you're going against those two stud wide receivers, and Noah Fant is no joke, no slouch at tight end.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm getting at. Like, it maybe their best shot is if this gets into a shootout. I'm talking about the Seahawks. The Seahawks' best shot is if this gets into a shootout. That may sound stupid. That may sound crazy. But I don't know if you want the nice, cool-ass story and him being from the state of Iowa right now, or where he went to college. The sweet-ass story that is Brock Purdy.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you want him, the Niners, I don't know if you want him in a shootout right now. Like, you want to control this, right? You want him to do, you want him to be as scripted as possible. Like, everything's going good. You know what I mean? Like, to ease him into this, like, yeah, you know, into this. So, I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself into it more and more, but, so we are on well, actually,
You don't have to talk yourself into it, man. It'd be wild. It's kind of one of those funny games. I would not be surprised that San Francisco beats the shit out of them by 25. But if Seattle wins, it's like, all right.
Absolutely. You know what? Let's just keep down the line.
Let's go.
Giants, Vikings. Saturday, 3:30 p.m. 13-4 versus 9-7-1. Excuse me. 9-7-1. This is a repeat of just a few weeks ago, in the sense that they played each other already up there.
Yeah, Vikings last second field goal to win. I believe it was like 61 yards as well.
No.
Big field goal to win. Give me the Vikings. It'll be a better victory than that.
Okay, I like it.
Touchdown-ish.
Ish, yep. A little more comfortable, you're saying?
Yeah.
A little more comfortable than sweating out from 60?
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think the defense is starting to get a little bit better. Giants defense has been admirable, but the Vikings offense has been ridiculously good. I mean, I understand we have an offensive line type of stuff, but I think Kevin O'Connell, he played it smart. He had the starters role for a little while. They were still, at that point, competing for positioning, right?
Yeah.
They were still competing, and then it was out of hand. And anyway, like, we're beating them up pretty bad, but still pulled them. And I think he was going to do that anyway, because if you noticed that before the game started, a bunch of fantasy lines. I don't know if you checked the fantasy. We had my at-home league still going. Bunch of Viking fantasy lines dropped. And this before the game started. So I think they were going to stick with this. I know they
Either way, yeah.
They were going to stick with it. They just want to make sure that the seat was warm a little bit. The offense is rolling. I don't know if the Giants they've been a nice story. I don't know if they have enough on defense to slow us down on offense. And not quite Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has been a nice story this year. I don't know if they have enough on offense. Even how porous our defense has been. We've been a very opportunistic defense. Zadarius Smith said he is finally 100%. He hasn't been 100% from his knee since this game. He said. So I'm rolling with you. I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, Daniel Jones did have one of his very rare 300-yard passing games against us. So he's going to be able to chuck the ball. I think they'll come ready to play. I mean, I like the Giants. They're a good team, but
Yeah. I wish they weren't facing us.
Yeah.
Because I would like to watch them continue on. Obviously, I don't want to see them continue on because they had to
beat us. Yeah.
Right.
So who you got? Dolphins, Bills, bro.
Slam dunk Bills.
Yeah.
It was.
They're gonna cover, right?
Yes.
13.5.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Done.
Yeah. This line was at 10 before the official Tua news.
Yep.
Maybe it's 9.5. It was
Right
9.5 Tua news. No doubt in my mind, Dolphins we've talked about on the road are horrible on defense. When they're at home, their defense it's literally a flip of the script. This is on the road in Bills. This is destiny. There's too many. You don't want to be the team that does beat the Bills because then then the story of, the Hamlin thing and all that stuff going. So Hamler, yeah. So yeah, Bills slam dunk cover.
Done.
Ravens, Bills.
Man, so if you remember the playoffs last year, every single game the Bengals had came down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one. And with the O-line issues, it's back to Joey B getting sacked a lot. For Lamar's sake, I hope what I'm about to say is true. I think the Bengals do take care of business. I think it might end up being a closer game than they want just because the Ravens are going to try to prove something. But yeah, long story short, I'll take Bengals in this one.
I get the Bengals also. This will be a closer game, in my opinion, because it is a division game regardless. If I were a betting man, which I've been known to place a bet from time to time, and you had to pick the exact differential of the score, I would pick -3. Either which way.
Yeah.
That's how this division rolls. And I think even with Huntley or even the third string, I think that defense is going to step it up for the Ravens so much that this game is going to be stupid, ugly, close. Right? And then the dumb, and I say that very clearly, dumb Monday night game. Why in the fuck do we still have Monday night games in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's a disadvantage.
That's a disadvantage
Yeah.
all the way around for the Buccaneers, Cowboys, and could technically give an advantage to whoever they play the following week. Like, how do you time that out? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter which way you broke this, I was looking at this the other day. Stop. I love football. I love, like, stretching out. I like Monday night, Thursday night, even though the quality isn't always there. But having football throughout the week is awesome.
Yeah.
Playoffs, so let's not fuck around. That's not right. It's not fair for everybody involved. Just try to get it as close to the 1-2 day-ish range right there, not Monday. But
Yeah.
Buccaneers, Cowboys.
One thing I'll give you is what just came across on Bleacher Report was Dak Prescott standing up for everybody's favorite quarterback, McCarthy, or everybody's favorite coach. And he said the fact that anybody thinks he's on the hot seat is laughable.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that because you think you should be on the hot seat, Mr. Dak Prescott? Because, man, your backup, the new Red Rocket, he looked great when he was out there.
He was playing at least at your same level, so it'd be a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Right?
But who you got, man? What are you thinking?
This one is purely the Bucs. I think the Cowboys, the way the Buccaneers have played this year, the Cowboys should win. There's just something weird in the air is more than what I'm getting. I can't go against Tom Brady. Not yet. Not when it's playoff time. It is at Tampa Bay. The weird ass stat that Tom Brady has never lost to the Cowboys. 7-0. Yeah, and our man Kevin over there said 7-0. And the Buccaneers defense has been getting a hell of a lot better over the last, probably like 6 weeks, right? Also right up in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Everything's getting
They're healthy.
and they're getting healthy, right? Almost at the right time. I don't know if it's ultimately going to lead to getting to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be enough for this, though. Dak has not looked good at all since his foot injury, right? I mean, he's had a couple little sparks, but not consistent. And their defense has not been quite the same as dominant as what they were early
this season.
Yeah, to 2/3 of the season. I have them in fantasy. Believe me, when I needed them to drop, 30 to 35 fantasy points, they weren't there. The sacks weren't there all of a sudden. Used to getting sacks, they weren't there. I'm like, the interceptions weren't quite there. Something is. Don't know. I would rather roll with what I know. And
Okay.
that's Thomas.
So, this game is either going to go the Bucs lose, and it's a nice end-of-season cap for Tom Brady because he didn't want to be there anyway, get knocked out of the playoffs quick, or they could potentially win and win the whole fucking thing. If that spark is real and it wasn't just a one-week thing, that definitely could happen. But the Cowboys are going to win this game.
Oh.
So
I did not see that
and
coming, actually.
it's the same logic. Part of it is the same logic as the Vikings game. Everybody is betting on the Bucs to win this game. Everybody thinks Dak is done. He's playing like shit.
Yep.
Cowboys aren't as good. The Bucs are finally on fire, which really, I mean, they're fucking 8-9. They have no business being in the playoffs anyway.
Yep.
And one game doesn't tell me enough. Yeah, you had one game with Mike Evans that you should have had every single game this year. I think Dallas is going to run the fuck out of the ball, and the Bucs cannot run the ball. They're going to end up winning this game. It's going to be a nail-biter, though.
I did forget to mention that. You were 1,000% correct, and that is the Buccaneers cannot. If they do find playoff Lenny, if he does show an emergence like he did last year during the playoffs, different ball game, more confident, even more confidence for me.
He was good last year, though, before the playoffs, you know?
Oh,
so you're like,
well,
he was better in the
yes,
playoffs,
yeah,
but he was at least good.
Well, I should say, like, building into the playoffs he was last year, like coming up to it, not throughout the whole season.
Nah, like
he'd get, like, some touchdowns
3-4
up
games
there. But
before, yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. The momentum going in was a hell of a lot better than right now, right? I just don't trust McCarthy. And I don't know if I trust Todd Bowles either. But
I don't think it has anything to do with McCarthy. I would never give him credit for them winning this game.
Are you sure? You have to. And it would seal the deal.
No.
If he wins one playoff game, he doesn't get fired.
Micah Parsons is here, bro. This is it. He's going to be a maniac to Tom Brady. And in games that Tom Brady loses in the playoffs, specifically, we think about the Giants in the Super Bowl, it's when he gets knocked on his ass. Yep. That chemistry was there for one game with Mike Evans and Tom Brady. It's not going to be there this game. He's not going to be able to use him. I do think the Cowboys are going to win. And it's mostly because everybody's in their ear saying the Bucs are going to win. I hate that when everybody jumps on that bandwagon. It's the same thing with the Giants and the Vikings.
I know.
I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, I could easily see the story and they end up going far. I don't think so. I'm off that boat. I'm not going to jump in with everybody else.
Okay. This one I am. I feel good about it.
It's good. We got to disagree on one.
Yeah,
Shit.
I don't like the... There might be a little hatred with the Cowboys up in here, too. I'm letting go into it, so just being honest. I can't remember if I told you this. I wanted to tell you if I didn't, but I really, really, really wanted my conspiracy theory to come full bore through, and I wanted there was a different scenario where it could have came through. I wanted the Vikings to play the Packers first round of playoffs.
Yeah,
I so badly wanted that. But I think we'll be just fine. So,
hey, listen.
Skol, baby.
With the hatred of the Cowboys that we have, we want them to win this game. Because then old boy stays.
They keep McCarthy.
And Kellen Moore, he's going to go to Carolina probably. He's going to go somewhere. He's gone. So they have nothing. And McCarthy's going to get fired at some point.
Dan Quinn would be gone, too. There's no way they keep Dan Quinn, too. So then you have both your coordinators gone, and then you're stuck with Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy, and that's it?
Yeah.
Please. I'll take that.
Yeah. And then you actually might get rid of the Tom Brady thing, too. Dude, all right.
Win.
I'm on board. Win. I'm just here. Ching. Guess what? I'll be part of We Dem Boys.
We Dem Boys for the weekend.
Boys for the weekend, baby.
Yeah, for the Monday Night Football game, which is stupid as hell.
It's so stupid, right?
It is.
At least I'm not the only one with that one. We have a nice, decent episode. I do have one, unless you do have one yourself.
Shoot.
Makes sense?
Makes sense if you don't think about it, ladies and gentlemen.
Makes sense if you don't think about it. You know what? God bless my work, and more specifically, my coworkers.
Shout out to Pinsrow. We love those guys.
Yeah. I'm getting some new Fed stuff. It's coming in fresh. Here's one that I told you the other night, so it's not as shocking to you, but it is for literally everybody else and for our guest. So, got a gentleman at work. And I can't tell the full story. I can't tell you the beginning part from the other night. But comes to work. I want to say this. It would have been the second day of the week, so Tuesday. So I want to say Tuesday, somewhere around there. And he's like, bro. Now this person. Maybe I shouldn't say this. This is really bad.
It's all good.
Well, I'm not saying a name, and it isn't him that did it. So let's just say, okay. He has a friend that had an accident. So he's like, I got told that one of my old friends let their, let's see, I need to be careful how I say this.
You're being way too careful.
Yeah, maybe I am. So, he tells me stories like, I'm not going to believe this shit. So, this person that I used to hang out with and this, that, and the other, that he had got told that she had incidentally posted a video of herself maybe enjoying herself on Facebook story. Now, to be a little more specific, it may have been a video of her touching herself nude. She evidently let her child play with her phone. Not anything. I'm not saying anything bad about that in any way, shape, or form about letting your kid play with your phone, and whether you have appropriate, inappropriate, or adult stuff on there. Not saying anything about that. Probably thinking you're letting them watch YouTube, right? Wasn't quite paying attention, and somehow, some way, this young baby posted that to her Facebook story. So let's emphasize that very much about the story part. It might have almost been better that would have been on her feed, because there's some people that you don't follow their feed. The shit doesn't come across.
Yeah.
The story is across the top.
And you see like a glimpse of what's about to be there.
You see a glimpse, right? So, embarrassing enough. Yes. Absolutely. Like, oh my God. How about how she found out?
How'd she find out?
The teacher at the school that she's friends with saw it on there and had to message and be like, I'm going to venture a guess you didn't mean to put that on there, but this is what you got going on. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
A teacher.
And you got to look this person in the face because you still have a kid that goes to school, right? I was thinking when I first heard this, I'm like, God, that is a lot of perfect scenarios that have to line up, right? Phone handed to the kid. They have to get to the gallery. They got to hold the button, and then they got to hit the share. The share's got to go to Facebook, and then not just Facebook, the Facebook story, and then confirm. Educated myself a little bit last night. I'm like, there's no way this kid got that far, So I'm sitting there just looking on my phone, right? And I don't post that much stuff, not like my own actual post, versus sharing stuff, right?
Yeah.
God, they make it so easy. You got to be careful what you leave on your phone. I swear to God. Because literally I didn't realize you go pull up Facebook and the stories are across the top, right, Danny? And what's the very first story?
That's yours.
It's your own, and it says add story. You literally only have to press that button. So you needed to open up Facebook, and you needed to hit that one button. All the pictures from your gallery are right there afterwards. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even ask you. Like, you hit it, and then boom. It's like...
That's wild, man.
I'm like, oh, my God. No kids are using my phone anymore.
No more. No more Woody pics going in the phone.
Right? like our man Miles would say, it was a good dick day. I'm like, how do you have a picture of your own dick on your phone?
It's a good
He's
dick
like, it was
day.
a good dick day. Well, you're not wrong. Moral of the story. Moral of the story is definitely watch what is still on your phone before you let your child play with it.
Yeah. Set up something so they can't see that stuff.
Set up something or log out of Facebook or I don't know. I don't know how else you do that, but you need to. Obviously, if it's that simple, you just need to click on Facebook. Maybe you just log out of Facebook every time you're
right.
about to hand over the old telefono there. But Yeah, the look to give somebody, like to look them in the eyes. There's no way. But you could flip this around. I'm one of those individuals. I was thinking about this. Maybe if you're kind of like an antisocial and you don't want to deal with people coming up and talking to you, maybe you set the president right out of the way. Right out of the gate, Danny. Maybe you just send a butthole pic to every one of the teachers in the school.
Or you go in with some confidence. You say, so what'd you think?
Right.
Kind of like Miles, good dick day. Maybe she was having a good V day, right?
Right.
Like, what'd you think? Pretty tight? What are we doing here? Kegels? No? All right. We good?
Right. Like, you think I have a future here?
Yeah. Could I make it in the industry? What do you think? I don't know.
I was like, I'm just curious. I was like, the only thing I was curious about of the whole thing was like, was it a male or female teacher?
Yeah.
Evidently, I do believe it was a female teacher. So at least it's. If you're the dude teacher, would you actually? I bet you there's no way he messages or be like, hey, you know what you left on there? No.
Keep that up there.
Like, I can't help what's on my shit, right?
Yeah.
On my Facebook stories.
Maybe she's trying to start an OnlyFans. I don't know. She's promoting it right now. Who knows? Damn, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Definitely makes sense if you don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and start to wrap her up. So if any of you beautiful people out there, happen to find us and are listening in, think it's some good shit, right? Be sure to like, subscribe, share the whole 9 yards. It really helps everything, and we appreciate it. But speaking of that, where's the podcast available, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere podcasts are available. And that would be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.
Yeah, damn right, ladies and gentlemen. And since Miley's not here, I'll hit this over to Jimmer. But we love to tell a good story on the podcast, right? And we want to hear yours, too. So if you've got one, be sure to slide on in.
To the DMs, baby. We'd like any part of it. Like, give us a real one. We just want a real, right? Or if it's a fake one, you know what? Just make sure it sounds legit as shit. I don't care if you're a storyteller, just
maybe you're gonna write a book. We can debut that shit. Let's see what people think,
see
right?
What you got going on. But you know what? Names in, names out, whatever your heart desires. I just like a story. Or you can just hit us up in general. I mean, I get quite a bit of stories handed to me in person, but
yeah, you know what? Tell you what, it's NFL playoff time. Hit us up with your picks if you got some.
Yeah.
If you disagree with what we're saying, talk some shit. We like to go back and forth. You'll see one Matt Hiscox comment on our stuff, always saying dumb shit. So
them Bears, baby.
Them Bears, baby. No doubt. Just kidding, Matt. We love you, bro.
Yep.
All right, but you know what? Before we go, Tuesday night, we are set as of this moment to interview one of the folks involved with. So it's called Slap Fight, right? Power Slap. Power Slap.
Yep.
And it's going to debut Wednesday. And so Tuesday night, we're going to interview. So it's John Kennedy. He's fought just so many fights all over the country here. I think he's fought at, 60-some times at this point.
Yeah.
Really good fighter. But he got lucky enough to be invited to join Power Slap. And we're going to get him on the podcast to talk a little bit about that. So make sure you tune in Tuesday night for a little bit of insight to Power Slap, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be a good time. And Dana White is not a competitor. Even though he should be, he's not. Right?
No,
so,
absolutely.
Just to be clear on that.
Hey, he should have his hands tied behind his back and just everyone just take a turn.
Just everybody take a turn.
Yep.
That's
whap,
right.
whap, 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 whap.
Yep. Get him. But look forward to that on Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Big Sports. We out.
All this doubt around me, then but look, I got it right.